Top 50 Big Ten players countdown, part three of a five-part series. We are into the 20s here. We've got 10 players. We will reveal them one by one. And then I've got a couple prompts for these guys as well once we're done. Jay Hart is with us today. Cart and I, as always. We start at number 30, former Dusty May product, Nick Boyd, Wisconsin Badgers own. At 29, Ohio State Buckeye Devin Royal. At 28, Mr. Sensational himself, Cohen Carr. At 27, Washington, Wesley Yates. 26, UCLA's Eric Daly. At 25, UCLA turned Michigan big man Ade Mara. 24, Illinois turned Michigan big man Merez Johnson. 23, Michigan State Jackson Kohler. 22, Tyler Bilodeau, UCLA. And at 21, a name that might surprise some people, David Mirkovich of Illinois, true freshman international big man. Okay, guys, let's start with this. Which player in this group is too low? Jay Hart, you first.
I think I'm finally going to come out and do it. I'll stand on business on the Ade Mara thing. I think he's awesome. I think Ade Mara is one of my most undervalued players on this list. I think there's a world he ends up being Michigan's clear second best player and ending on an all Big Ten team. I think he, in my opinion, through early returns, has kind of fit the Vlad Golden role, but just been more skilled. I think he brings every bit as much, if not more, rim protection than Vlad did. I think he's every bit as mobile. He's an awesome finisher. And I think he adds this kind of big man 7'3" passing ability that is really, really, really unique. And as Greg mentioned earlier today, I forget where, but he's kind of learning how to play with a point guard that is going to pass him the ball and kind of like, whoa, you can do that. And it's leading to some really, really fun things with Mara. I think he's going to be awesome this year. I think he's probably ends up a top 15 Big Ten player for me.
I mean, music to my ears. In terms of upside, I do think it's hard to argue there's many guys in this league. Best case scenario that could be higher than Mr. Mara. Cart, you're up next. Who is too low?
Greg, you're gonna be proud of me. Just know that. And this is not me pandering the host. It's actually Wesley Yates for me because here's what I had to do. I did some soul searching on this one. Wesley Yates, first of all, in a conference that was full of really good freshmen last season, which by the way, he was a freshman, right? He he was just obviously just off a lot of freshman team, given how much talent was on that team. He was also productive with with Rashawn Agee as his big man and kind of a dysfunctional system at USC. Here's the vision I have for Wesley Yates. You take that talent and you put him next to a pass first point guard in JJ Manquit. You also put him next to an NBA big in Heinz Steinbach and some other good talent that could, you know what? I don't know, make some things easily on Wesley Yates, who can make the game look easy at times. I think he's efficient. I think he's going to benefit from playing with better players. And look, maybe the numbers dip slightly in scoring, maybe slightly. But I think that he's going to be an efficient scorer, one of the better scorers, and as good as Steinbach is and other players on that team are, I think that I think that Wesley Yates is going to end up being the best guard on that team. So I think there's a world where he could even make his way to an All Big Ten team if he plays extremely well.
Yep, I'm super in on the Washington experience. We have Mandaquit higher than most would expect in this list. Spoiler alert, there's more names coming. If Mandaquit, Yates, Steinbach are all what we think they are, I think there's a world they're the second best team in this league, and it's not that crazy to consider. Card, I'll return the favor, my friend, and this might be pandering. I can't tell yet. I think Cohen Carr is too low. I think Colin Carr is too low. He landed at 28 here. It was hard for us to figure out where exactly to plot the Michigan State guys that ended up on this list. And we're now at the point we had Fears in the 30s at 32. We have both Cohen Carr and Jackson Kohler in this group at 28 and 23. For my money, I think I would have put Carr first. And I kind of can't believe I'm seeing that or saying that at the end of an offseason where I've doubted him. But I just think what he brings to the table is a little more constant here. Like he's gonna get out in transition more. The big question for me was Izzo really gonna lean on him as a primary option? The early return is yes. They played him 32 minutes in the exhibition game. That's like totally unheard of. That those numbers are not going to drop when you start to play real competition. I think there's pretty massive upside. He had 4 assists in the exhibition game. That's something we've never seen from him. So to me, he's probably a top 20 player in this league as long as he continues to play this type of role. And I expect it to happen. On the flip side, who is too high? Jay Hart, back to you.
Unfortunately, I hate to do this because I love David Mirkovic, but I think that 21 might be a slight overreaction from a really, really fun scrimmage game against Illinois State. I loved what he brought, especially kind of this unique, like, do everything for. But I question how much he's going to be asked to do that when Tomislav Ivisic is back and playing with this Illinois team. I think a lot of what they're going to want to do through the front court, even playmaking wise, is going to be ran through Big T. And unfortunately, I think that just comes at the expense of David Mirkovic this year. I love what he brings in the future. I think Mirk is going to be one of my favorite non-Purdue players in the Big Ten for quite some time. But I think that 21, just looking at what the role may look like, especially once Andre and Big T get back, that may be a little high for what his role may end up being.
Us overreacting? No way, Cart. No way. That
Shouldn't be.
shocks me. Couldn't be me. Cart, your thoughts?
Uh, hmm. I think for me, it'd be Tyler Bilodeau is who I think would drop a little bit for me, just because this reason. I think that as good as, you can't complain that Mick Cronin brought in Donovan Dent to this team. I think that helps Bilodeau in this case. I think one thing that also could have helped Bilodeau is that they got a true center to play, because I think Bilodeau's a four, and I think you're going to expect him to play a five in a conference with a bunch of centers who aren't 6'9" and are extremely athletic. And I think he's going to struggle a little bit. I just think that playing him next to Xavier Booker is not going to work. Playing him next to, I think his name is Steve Jamerson, is not going to work. And I think as good as he is, good as a shooter as he can give you like 13 and 5. I'm not here to doubt that whatsoever. But I don't know. I think he would have benefited from an Ade Mara staying with this UCLA team. I think Daly's going to step up and be a lot better than Bilodeau this season, in my opinion. So I think he would drop a little bit on this list.
All right, it's a totally fair answer. I I actually struggle with this group because I think all of these guys are either properly rated or underrated. I really don't have anyone I'm like, he's too high, we should drop. I'm going to get cute with my answer. And I just spoke to the fact I think Cohen Carr should have been the highest rated Michigan State player on this list. I also think I would add that little pocket of Jackson Kohler one spot ahead of Michigan's two centers. I don't think we're going to look back at the end of the year and say Jackson Kohler was better than Michigan centers. So by default, I'll say Jackson Kohler's a little too high. I'm not saying he should drop much at all. If anything, I'm saying these other guys should be higher than they are. But there's only so many spots. Somebody's got to drop if we're going to raise somebody. And for me, it would be Kohler underneath Carr and the Michigan Bigs. Lastly, which guy in this group are you most curious about? I'm going to steal the thunder and go first. I think it has to be Mirkovic for me. Like, are we going to be really wrong here and foolish? Putting him 21 is crazy. That's objectively wild. But also, what he's done, not just in the Illinois State exhibition, he went up against the Florida front court with Tomislav Ivisic back and gave them 17, 9, and 6. Like, he's doing things I just don't think we've seen from a point forward in this league, like in 20 years. It's truly wild. I don't know if it's just the week of his life or if this is going to be sustained, but 21st felt like a hedge for me. I'm happy with where he landed. Let's go to Jay Hart next.
Yeah, I admittedly didn't watch the Florida scrimmage pretty hard with it being a secret scrimmage, but I think my most intriguing player is a guy that, before the exhibition season, we probably would have circled as one of the more intriguing players in the Big Ten, and that's Morez Johnson. I think the kind of storyline with how he left Illinois to go to Michigan and kind of seemingly at least wanting this much bigger role and getting to do more things with the basketball, combined with bringing in Yaxel and the emergence of a guy in Ade Mara who, for better or worse, I think I'd buy over Morez, unfortunately for Morez, and that just says what I think about Ade Mara. But it kind of, he has this weird outcome where he could kind of end up being a third big, I think, in a situation that wouldn't be the best for him. But there's also a situation where he beats out Ade Mara and is just this super awesome, fun, physical, dominant presence in the front court next to Yaxel that just, kind of gives Big Ten teams fits because they're not used to that level of physicality. No one else brings that. And I think He did some interesting stuff in the St. John scrimmage. I remember him getting a steal with like a breakaway dunk that I was kind of like, wow, I didn't, maybe there is a little bit there kind of handling the ball in a way that I wasn't sure there was before. But I think that right there, just the combined wave of outcomes that he could kind of have combined with how he left Illinois to go to Michigan makes him clearly, in my opinion, the most intriguing player in this group of 10.
Hashtag my center. Carter, your answer.
Mirkovic for me. Sorry to piggyback off UG, but I'm for lack of a better term, I'm salivating at the thought of Mirkovic at the four for this team. So I think the best case scenario outcome, I think everyone on this panel loves Hans, loves Steinbach. There's a world where Mirkovic is the best freshman in this conference. I really truly think there is, both in the impact he has, the impact of how good Illinois can be as a team too, by the way. Like I think that the more people need to be talking about that the Mirkovic big T front court than are talking about it right now because it worked. That was the one question that we came away with in the Illinois State game is okay, yeah, it worked, but will it work with Big T? It was damn near better with Big T. It worked. So yeah, I'm in on it.
Spoiler alert, he's the second highest rated freshman on this list behind the aforementioned Hans Steinbach, who you mentioned. Okay, there we have it, guys. Thank you as always. If you like this, make sure you watch the rest of the series. Subscribe to Sleepers Media to see it all.